Welcome to another Community Lagoon for Flamingo. We're still waiting for some more people to join in, and hopefully we get some questions from the audience today, because this is basically an Ask Me Anything session. And a lot of the team is here, ready to take any questions, and we already have a community member on stage, Ioannis or Pumpit, ready to ask a question, I guess. So let's just begin.
Hello everyone, how are you? I hope are you all right?
We're good as always.
So my question is for the head of marketing, Bordeaux. What is Flamingo basic marketing strategy for the next 3 months?
Hey, so I kind of planned for this question to come up today. So, although a lot of what is in the plan hasn't been announced yet, so I can't actually delve into specifics. What I can delve into is more of like a broad strategy that I can kind of go over without spilling too much juice, so to speak.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so basically, um, now that we're putting the marketing pedal to the metal, we're really trying to initiate like lead generation through omni-channel audience targeting and engagement, um, as well as through organic and paid reach, essentially, and conversions. Um, so this looks on paper, this looks like creating ad banners on different crypto websites, running Google ads so that when folks search for DeFi or search for Neo or search for crypto or staking, they'll see Flamingo come up in the first spot as like a sponsored ad, like you would normally see on Google. We're also creating video ads on YouTube that we plan on running paid advertisement on YouTube with. So again, when folks are on YouTube searching like what is DeFi or how do I stake tokens or we'll obviously put a lot of research into the best keywords to use, but essentially when folks are searching for words like that, they'll see the Flamingo ads pop up before their videos are. So we're definitely working on that. Then we also have a couple conferences coming right up around the corner. So Neo will actually be presenting about a 5-minute Flamingo video at Hong Kong Web3 Festival. So I believe they'll be running it on like a monitor at their booth throughout the day. So not just once, but like throughout the day when conference attenders are walking by the Neo booth, they'll just see Flamingo tutorials and ads up on the monitor on the giant Neo booth at Hong Kong, and then also at Consensus here in Austin, Texas. So actually, Somnium Wave and myself will be joining Neo there physically and be able to answer questions from conference attenders and also, reaching out to other projects and networking that way and really just showing new users what Flamingo is all about. Showing them how to create Neo wallets, showing them how to connect the wallet and stake their tokens for the first time, or wrap WBTC, or show them how to stake in a reverse pool, or show them how to just swap their tokens, things like that. I really think this will be beneficial for Flamingo because right now, although we make our announcements and our tweets and all of that, we're really siloed in a way. Obviously, a lot of the community, as the community members know, like Neo community, even though Neo is like the top maybe 50 coin on Coin Market Cap, it's really a silo. It really is kind of like I wouldn't say small, but maybe like medium sized group of people, and it seems to be like an echo chamber or a vacuum, so to speak, where a lot of these announcements, they're great, and they're big announcements, but they might not reach out far enough or past the dome of the Neo space. So with these paid ads, with showing up at Consensus and Hong Kong, we'll be able to reach wider audiences, and not just kind of like be stuck within the realm of Neo, if you will. So that's kind of like what's on our radar right this second. We've got Consensus coming right up, the Hong Kong Web3 coming right up, and then we're definitely focusing on some other ventures. We're going to be holding contests with other projects. We plan on starting like email marketing campaigns. So, be figuring out the best way to collect email addresses from users, and then maybe sending out like a monthly DeFi newsletter. That's another way to get more users involved with Flamingo. And then, yeah, essentially just like the paid ads, the conferences. That's really what's on our radar right now for the next several months. I'm just like looking at my notes here. Yeah. Also, we have and I don't even know if we've spilled this juice yet, but we have a brand new, oh, I think we might have. We have a brand new homepage about to launch any day now. So with that homepage, we have a brand new user experience. It'll be called Get Started. So users could click on Get Started on the homepage, and then we give them an option. Are you a brand new user to Flamingo? If so, here's how you get started. Here's how you get a Neo wallet. Here's how you connect your wallet. Here's how to get FLM tokens and all the various tokens on Flamingo. Or are you an advanced user? If so, here's some more advanced options. This is how you wrap and unwrap, so on and so forth. So definitely excited to get the new landing page launched. And again, that'll be any day now. That's just about done being developed. It's all fully designed, all the content's written. So excited about that, and that'll come hopefully this week or next. And then Hong Kong's coming right up. Consensus is next month. And then, like I said, some other contests with other projects and whatnot. So we've got a lot going on in the background, and definitely want everyone to keep their eyes and ears open, because we'll definitely be announcing all of this more formally soon as well. So.
And for the
I
marketing,
answered your question thoroughly.
sorry, but for the marketing, we're trying to attract DeFi users from other platforms. So
That's
we're
right.
not like trying to go for people that never been in crypto. So we're trying to take the lowest hanging fruit.
Yeah, so we're creating banners to run on, let's say, the Cointelegraph website, or CoinDesk, or CoinMarketCap, and also other DeFi websites. That way, we're converting folks who already kind of have an understanding, rather than my sister or my aunt or something who doesn't even know. For example, my mom the other day was like, so she asked about cryptocurrency as if all of cryptocurrency was just one token. So like people like that, like they're not gonna sign up. They're not gonna have any clue what to do with Flamingo. So we're definitely trying to target more crypto savvy folks for sure. In order to do that, we're trying to really focus the marketing, at least right now, on other crypto projects and DeFi projects, like Mr. Google said.
Great. I have a couple of suggestions to point. So after the RP airdrop, when people needed to complete some task, like make some swap or stake, DeFi stuff like that, this kind of marketing became a big boom in the whole industry. I can see it in social media, Twitter. So do you have a plan to apply something like this? Like when some people can make some swaps or make some stakes, they can get a smaller drop. It's like a teaser to get people to try Flamingo. And also, I can see new L1 change created a very big community like Sui. I don't know if you are familiar with that. They use pretty much Twitter and Crew 3 platform. It's a platform that people need to share. No, people need to like follow from Twitter and get some points.
Yeah, but
And
usually
later
with
on,
those
can get
with those
reward.
contests, you get like 99% bots usually. So it's really hard to
Yes,
like.
it need to be filtered. But I can see in those discords they have like 100,000 people.
Yeah, but is it like 100,000 active people or is it like
Yes,
10
it's
active
very
people?
active. It's
Okay.
very active. Like the chat going crazy.
Yeah, because we did that on Meme Turn. We did the exact same thing there, and I think like 95% of the or 96% of the people joining were just bots, and they actually put in wallet addresses and like stuff that they even signed up for MAXC and stuff like that. So I was really surprised that basically bots, or I think it's maybe click farms or something like that. It was like thousands of them, and they were able to complete all the tasks that I was like, no way someone is able to do this automated. But yeah, still they were able to do it.
But it's something to consider if you can apply
Yeah.
a good filtering.
Yeah.
I think because I talked with some people, it seems like they are humans and they just farming like airdrops. If we can't change even 1% from them, it will be a big win for Flamingo. This is what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
totally agree. So
But
we already tried this one, and we can maybe try it again for Flamingo. But then instead of giving
compared
something
to
to everyone, we
5%,
can yeah, smart one, smart.
Yeah, I've actually been working with another project. They're called Task On. They essentially do what you just described, pump it. Basically, we'll work with Task On, or I don't know if we will work with them. I'm just basically working with them right now to try to get a better understanding of how they work and if it's worth it for us. But right now, everything they do is free, so I don't see why it wouldn't be worth it. But essentially, you can convert almost like folks in their community. You can their whole thing is to get users to do tasks for you, like you said. And then they get an X amount of an airdrop of FLM or whatnot. So maybe we could get users to make memes, but I know a little bit of a better place to do that. But that said, you can get users to tweet about Flamingo or retweet or sign up with an email address, things like that. And then they will reward the FLM or whatnot. So there's definitely some more approaches to it, and I'm open and all ears for anything that's going to work. And we're basically trying everything that we can. Whatever sticks and whatever does work, we're going to push harder, basically. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to get the Somnium Wave videos out for Flamingo on YouTube and see what kind of traction those get and view counts, and especially with like paying Google to like run them as advertisements and whatnot. That's coming like right up. So it should be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like that's a good idea, and TaskOn is looking cool. So we have a meeting with them this week.
No, we actually have a
Oh,
meeting with another third-party project this week about
okay. Yeah.
adding like an API to Flamingo to, yeah, for something very similar like that, like rewarding users for doing certain things on the website. So I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that. I think that's like on Thursday. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe do a little brainstorming around making a task on and trying that out as well.
I want to follow up a little bit on two of the things that Johannes said, if that's okay. Yeah, it's firstly regarding marketing and everything Bordeaux has talked about regarding like inbound and outbound marketing, reaching outside of the silo. I think it's crucial to do that, but also then on user churn, making sure that users don't leave, and actually that we have uh, we keep the users that actually come to the site so that they understand what it is and they can do something that ties into the education. And TaskOn is also good regarding to that, or relating to that, so that you can actually educate the users to perform certain actions maybe on the platform that itself, and then also ask them to do some sharing of the tweets so that we get some virality. But we really want those users that is there to either trade, to provide liquidity, to be active in the community on Discord, talking about maybe prices, sharing strategy, being part of the community as a whole, and being some a plus player, bringing something to Flamingo. Really, we don't want the users for the numbers' sake, just to have more peaks on the site or like eyes on the sites in the statistics that we can see. Okay, now we have 10% more visitors, but we have no more liquidity, or we don't have any more trades. We don't have any more users on Discord. So we really want to have the right users, and that's part of the marketing strategy, not to like feed into bot networks and things that maybe are not bot networks but have the same effects. Like you have 1,000 more users, yes, but they're only coming to Discord to claim a airdrop and maybe to create a wallet stake and then leave as soon as the campaign is over, because they don't see the value. We need to sell them Flamingo for all the good stuff that we have with the fund, with the order book, with the low transaction costs compared to like Ethereum. All this good stuff, we need to convince them to become users for the right causes. I don't believe in marketing that we just do to get some pump in the numbers or a temporary price pump or something. So I think we're on the right path with Bordeaux's strategy here.
Yeah, but like giving away, if you buy some Flund, you will get, and you can prove it basically. You will get some gas or something back. Then you have interacted with Flamingo, you tested it, and you have some Flund, and I think that will.
Yeah, that's the right way of doing it. If you can like educate them along the way why you should just keep the flunt,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
not to just sell the flunt as soon as you get that reward and then you're done.
No,
You
but
know what I
still,
mean? Like,
I
yeah,
totally agree with you with
yeah,
the education. But then you will have some that sells it, but then they have tested Flamingo. They done some in asset actions. They've seen how it works.
yeah,
But I agree that you need to have the platform support that user growth, or that users entering the platform to educate them on what is Flund, why should you buy it, and why shouldn't you sell it right now.
yeah. Because that
So
long-term user, that is actually 10 to 100 times more valuable if
yeah,
they just keep around and keep using the transactions. That helps Neo, like to do trades, to exchange pools, and to provide liquidity, to have a deeper liquidity in the platform. All those stuff, it like compounds over time. It's really nice if we can get a user to stay for all the right reasons. I know that's super hard, so we have to do a little bit of both, I guess. I'm not saying we're not supposed to, but
but
I like
would be a good compensation? Let's say if we make this, and to be qualified, you need to buy Flund, and it's quite expensive gas wise to buy Flund. So it doesn't make sense for you to put up 1,000 bots to do that with 2 FLM to get back half a gas or something like that.
well, incentives. It's what it's all about, and people are staking today. People are in the fund today. There are rewards there already. So you're getting cherry on top. Okay, maybe in a campaign or something you get more people, but the campaign could be actually just be to educate you, and it will show you a way to earn money. Because if
Yeah,
you end up there, you're basically earning money. So so I don't. I understand that it's marketable to give away prices, but I also think if people see that you're actually earning money by being here also, I think that's perpetual
but
advertising.
what is easiest for me to get you into my ice cream store? Is it to say that I have an ice cream store and that it's really good ice cream, or is it to give you a taste of ice cream if you come into my store for free?
Taste
I
of
guess
ice cream.
both.
And I know that the ice cream store that gives away like 1 cup of ice, like small piece of ice, will get more people into the store. If that like if you come inside the door, you will get a small piece of ice. Then you're inside the store already. But then if you just have an advertisement saying that you sell ice cream, I think you will get less people. I think you maybe have the same retention. You spend the same amount of money, but at least you had 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more people inside of your store tasting your ice cream.
Yep.
The problem with Flamingo and that metaphor is that 99.999% of the world population doesn't know what ice cream is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
to
we have a lot
expand
of
upon
users
that
on
metaphor a
PancakeSwap.
bit, I'm actually considering, even though we have a blog on Medium, it's not necessarily really a blog. It's more like launching announcements and whatnot. I would like to actually start a blog on Flamingo with what is cryptocurrency, what is even Bitcoin, what is Ethereum, what is Neo, what is, and then from there, what is DeFi, what is staking, all of that stuff, so that when you do go to Google and you search for things like that, Flamingo does come up and we become the one-stop shop for learning all of that stuff, not just learning about our platform and how to use our platform, but learning about cryptocurrency, learning about Bitcoin, learning about Ethereum, learning about Neo, learning about all of that so that we become the place to go to learn that stuff. And then, oh, hey, by the way, you can stake all of this stuff right here while you're at it, rather than try to just pull the people who already know what they're doing. Let's try to get people educated about the whole world of crypto right on Flamingo. That way, when
Binance
we
doing
do
that
the news,
2
we've
years
got a,
now.
sorry?
Binance doing that you say 2 years now, educating their customers. This is why they succeeded so far.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. So that's definitely something I want to have in the works soon as well. Like a blog right on Flamingo, not just about Flamingo, but about cryptocurrency and DeFi in general. I think that
Yeah,
will help
it's
new
an
users in.
important job to start. It's a good place to start, and if you don't start it, you will never come to the top of Google. But it's a hard competition place, so we need to have some marketing for it, and yeah, we need to find. We will have some YouTube advertisement, but we will try to target people that's already in crypto. Flamingo is small compared to PancakeSwap and Uniswap, so those people know how a DEX works. So it's much easier to get those people to come and use Flamingo than getting your sister or mom to come and use Flamingo.
Sure. I think we should do both, right? And like you
But I
said,
think
like,
we should just spend money on the people that's already in crypto, because if we spend money on the other people, we will spend 100 times more to get one new user in.
yeah, I agree. We should spend the money on the people who already know it, but I'm thinking more of like long term with
Yeah, of course.
education and the new
Yeah,
users and stuff. Yeah.
really
Sorry,
Yeah.
important.
what about pointing, like educating people, why why using Flamingo is better than Pancake Swap? Like it's better from income standpoint. This is what I try to say. Okay, we have FUSD, that is full decentralized stablecoin. You can put your collateral, like if you don't want to sell something at this point, you just even you can use them without sell them. So this is the advantage of one of many advantages of Flamingo versus Spooky Swap or Pumpkin Swap or Uniswap. We
Yeah,
can point in this direction.
Yes, and another cell that is hard to dispute also is like, are you a one bag holder on one exchange? Do you have all your assets in Binance, or do you have all your assets on PancakeSwap? It's smart to diversify. Here's another option. that's not a sexy sell, but it's a sell at least. It's smart for people to be a little bit on this chain, a little bit this chain, a little bit this chain, and diversify your bag by coming to Flamingo. Like stable, good returns for many years. For maybe the more conservative players, that's something that can win their hearts, I guess. And the thing is, maybe they were not on their radar at all because we're in this silo. So once we start to reach these people, they will like, okay, that's a good platform to have like 5 or 10% of my portfolio. We don't need all of it, you know. So that's also a hard sell to be better than PancakeSwap on every single point, maybe. So also we can highlight the features that we at least have that they don't also. And I don't really like marketing where if you bash on another platform, like they're worse, or like we're better in every way. But we could highlight the stuff like Flunt. I think that's really good by itself. And like you say, if you don't want to sell your asset, you could collateralize them instead and lend. And these are powerful things to advertise.
Yes, I mean like that, but we need to be a bit more aggressive. You can't win if you are passive.
No, of course.
You
Yeah.
you need to go out and say, here I am, and I can do some things better than you. Or
Yeah.
I don't think we will succeed. We need a bit to be aggressive with marketing.
Yeah, it can be. I'm not sure if we want to poke the hornet's nest that is PancakeSwap, but maybe that's Bordeaux's choice.
I can.
Was it me that fell out or him?
I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, it was
Yeah.
him.
Are you there, Johannes? I think we lost you.
He had some issues with his phone.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but we're
Marketing
like,
is always a good topic. It's endless discussions.
yes, and also we're it's only to be honest that we're in the experiment phase of things, and I think we should do all the things that I say that we don't should do, and everything else as well, to just at least a little bit. There is no like stupid ideas. If it doesn't take 100 hours to do and it's easy to test, then why not test it? That's good.
1000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but I like the task on it. Looks more professional than the other tool that we used for meme turn, and I think like I actually think that you can get a lot of viral things going. Maybe like I see like if you only say 100 winners and the winners are randomly selected, you still get a lot of people participating.
I'll try to set up a meeting with them maybe next week.
Yeah, I think that can be a good thing as well, to get some more people in, to get started with like, and then target people that's already in crypto.
And I think like those types of marketing kind of make sense where you're the prices you're paying because you're marketing, you know.
Yeah.
And by using their personal network, having them tweet stuff, and maybe they're there just for the prices and leaving, they're maybe recruiting a friend that's more into DeFi than them actually, and they see it, and then they're not competing, but they're actually the long-term user. So that makes sense, that you're actually reaching the people that we want to reach, but you're actually paying for the campaign, so to say, in prices that you have to, that the free ice cream you're talking about.
Yeah, but if you
So
have
yeah.
like all this proof in the chain that you actually did something, let's say that you, to qualify, you have to go cross-chain from Binance Smart Chain to Neo. So to test that, then you have tested cross-chain. Okay, maybe you all just had your assets on Binance Smart Chain. So right now you learned how cross-chain works. Okay, so you saw that that was safe. Your cake or BNB ended up in your wallet on Neo. and now you were able to sell them for FLM. So you know how swapping works because you've been on PancakeSwap for 5 years already. So I don't think they're a 5-year-old, but yeah. And then you buy this fund and you see that gains in value. Okay, now you have a lot of proof that you actually did some actions, and it's really valuable to pay for those users. Rather than just having these like tag 3 friends and retweet. Yeah.
But you do that at the end then, because then they actually
Yeah, of course
complete
they
all
have
this
to.
stuff.
Yeah, they have to retweet and tag 3 friends as well, and maybe write a review of how they felt like the cross-chain process was, or something like that, to be able to get a prize.
And that's the tweets.
Yeah,
because then you know they completed, and then you have the education part in all those steps. And I think we will learn a lot by doing
of course
all these advertisements, because we can then with the new users not being Neo familiar, they will tell us where all the hiccups are, and this is where we'll improve.
Yeah. Like if we're doing that, I know the first one will be like, but I have MetaMask.
Yeah.
So but
when
it's
Neo supporting MetaMask.
yeah.
First question.
It's good. It's good feedback. So totally something that we're working on. Marketing. It's going to come hard this year. Been working on getting it ready now, and we're not too far away from actually starting. And our plan is to make the Neo ecosystem grow, because we really need new people in Flamingo, but we also need a lot of new people on Neo. So we feel that we have what it takes to make that success. But yeah, now it's time to show that we actually can do it.
Yeah, I think also Flamingo has a role to maybe share information about the Neo ecosystem as a whole, maybe through trading competitions or stuff like that, where like what is this Doger token, or what is this Tips token, and some tokens, candy, all this stuff that's in the ecosystem, to maybe have some trading competition. And once we get all these new users, like there's more fun to be had on Neo, because then they already have the wallet and everything, and we want people to stay in Neo because that's truly beneficial to Flamingo. Yeah. So first the new users, and then we'll try to anchor down on sharing ecosystem stuff as well.
Yeah, totally. So anyone else having some questions? See that we have 6,000 people in the audience today. Now let's get there like 6 months from now. Just 1,000 a month.
Yeah. Are we getting users for the wrong reasons if we start to have some giveaways on these AMAs? I'm not sure. We could preach and sell all the good functionalities in these AMAs, and we have a direct connection with them. Maybe I'm not sure if it's nice to have airdrops on these ones.
Then it should be like some good questions or something like that. Else you just have people listening in, basically don't care, turn off their speakers or whatever. And yeah, like we've been on this Telegram AMAs, where when they open for questions, you get 10,000 questions from bots. So
okay, then we could do a session in the beginning then, where we show them how to make the wallet and stake a little bit on Flamingo, and we're doing it live with these sessions. I think if you do 10 minutes and then you get the airdrop so that you're able to stake, maybe that's something. I'm just thinking out loud now, because for the 3 past Lagoons, the numbers have been dropping a little bit, and I'm thinking of ways to maybe bring some more hype back. I know it's not crypto bull run, but still.
Yeah, I think
maybe we could reward FLM or Flund or FUSD to those who come and participate and get on stage and ask a question.
Yeah, but like we should still have some quality assurance when it comes to that question. So like you come up and ask how's the weather in Florida. So it should be like I understand trying to give some incentives. It's really hard. One of the incentives that we should basically market more is that we spill a lot of juice in here. So if you want to know what's happening with the platform, and I think like with the marketing, with bringing in more people, I think that's where the problem is right now. Not that I think like we need more new people. The old people, it's starting to get boring. The channels are boring. The Discord is boring. So I think like bringing in some new people will help a lot. And then if you have these AMAs, and this is where basically we tell what's happening with the project. We just need to get more people interested in the project.
Yep.
Yeah. So if like Satoshi would have an AMA or something, I would totally listen in.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hopefully we can find the key to growth. We have a good budget to do that. We have a good team to do that. So there's no reason that we shouldn't be able to do it. So
I think we will. I think we will be able to, especially with everything.
And we have a good product. We have so even if Neo blockchain is small, it doesn't matter. Like you have Ronin blockchain only has a game basically. You have a lot of blockchains that are really small, but they have some big products on it. So basically, if it's only Flamingo on Neo, still a good enough reason to come here. If it's good trading volume, if it's like a good DEX, people wouldn't care if it's like a small blockchain basically when it comes to DApps, if that one DApp is good enough.
Yeah, that's that's true. Like you don't care about the database layer beneath if the application is nice to use.
Yeah,
Or
like for me on Binance Smart Chain, the only thing I use there is PancakeSwap, I think. So
I mean, I do have people in my life, even specifically personally, that I know who I have tried to convert to Flamingo, and their answer is literally like, I don't want to. I don't want to create another wallet. I don't want to get involved and like have all these new accounts and all of this. I'm too lazy.
but they are in crypto already, like staking
Yes.
on Uniswap or something like that.
That's right. They're just quote unquote too lazy to get another account to buy a token or to download yet another wallet or whatnot. That's been like the pushback I've been receiving, even when trying to like get friends involved. So
Yeah, because I can see that one with new people, but then with the DeFi savvy guy that likes chases API on PancakeSwap or something like that.
right.
But yeah, this is what we're needing to find out. Like if those people also don't find any reason to use Flamingo, of course, then we're in deep shit.
well, but that's a good pain point right there. So that's
right.
where you need to maybe have the extra incentive. So
Yeah.
okay, I see there's a good API there, and I can see that there's something called Fluent that seems interesting. Okay, but I don't want to deal with that account and another private key and stuff. And but once you have created that wallet, you're kind of invested already in your time spent. And if there's a carrot on the stick, that
Well, maybe they're
yeah.
more apt to do it for $10 rather than for free, right?
Yeah. If
Yeah,
if you get 3 gas for going cross chain and buying Flund, so
Right.
after you've done it, we will repay you 3 gas or something like that. Then
Right.
you already have that wallet. You already have some Flund. You only did it with $10, but
Mhm.
now you have everything to move $100,000 over.
Right. Yeah, it's just
Yep.
about getting them to do those initial steps. Yeah, and then they're good. They're in. We got them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. But
Cool.
it's all about discovery and finding these pain points and how to solve them, and reaching out this silo that is Neo is good because everyone here knows how to make a wallet and already have one.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not fresh users, that's not fresh liquidity or deeper liquidity, that's not more trades, that's not more transactions on Neo. So this fresh blood is needed. And
Definitely.
yeah,
Did you like it? Neo shouldn't grow much until like gas is basically deflationary.
I'll have to leave now. So catch you later.
Goodbye.
Nice talking to you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye, at Laser.
I think it will be a fun period moving forward. Yeah.
It already is. It already is. I enjoy working with you guys on all of this every day, and lot of new endeavors we're approaching now that we have a marketing budget set aside and more capacity for folks on the team to be involved, so that we can really hunker down and focus on all of these different marketing initiatives. Before, it was more about building the platform and building different features and launching different tokens and creating more pools and whatnot. But now we can really start to reach out to those within the Neo silo and those outside of it. And it's exciting. It's an exciting new endeavor. And I know that it keeps me, pumped to just like wake up in the morning and like, all right, what do I got going on today? Like,
Yeah,
what can
never a boring day in
bring the
blockchain.
next new person in, right? It's fun.
Never a boring day in blockchain.
That's right.
That's for sure. Yeah, and also let's hope that the market turns around now. It's starting to look that way, but yeah, up and down all the time.
Looks like we got Neo 101 on stage. How's it going?
Yeah, guys, how's it going? It's going well. So regarding the marketing aspect, do you view the perceived kind of inactive marketing by the Neo blockchain as being an added difficulty to getting people into Flamingo, or do you guys see that as not really being so related?
I think like it's two things. It didn't make a lot of sense for us to do any marketing before now because we needed to complete a lot of things on Flamingo. I don't see like Neo should market themselves to projects, and they do. They are going to conferences. They are trying to be attractive to new projects. But it's been a bear market. It's been hard. Like a lot of projects have died out. So I wouldn't say Neo is lacking marketing. I feel like they do what they can to attract new developers. Because if you just give them a lot of money, they will still just take the money and leave. So right now, we at least feel that it's the right time for us to do that. And in my opinion, Neo is a warehouse, or let's call it a mall, and Flamingo is a store. So Neo makes sure that we have electricity, water, and a place to have our store. But then it's up to us to get people to come to the mall and go into our store. So Neo's responsibility is to get more stores, and then it's the store's responsibility to get customers coming and going. And I really feel that for Flamingo's sake, we don't need Neo to do marketing. We can do that for ourselves. Like I talked about a couple of minutes ago, there's a lot of projects that's basically the sole project of a whole blockchain, and people don't care. Like Axie Infinity has their own blockchain. You have to go to the Ronin network to play. You have all these L2s for Ethereum that basically only has one DApp, and people don't care about that as long as the thing that they are going there for is good enough. So what Neo does and what Neo doesn't do, basically, I think as soon as people get back to making Web3 apps, Neo are working on getting new projects in, and then it's up to the projects to actually complete their projects and then do marketing for their own projects.
It's a really good way to put it, Mr. Google. Like, for example, you don't typically see malls advertising themselves. Like I can't remember the last time I was either on the internet or watching TV or something where I saw an ad for a mall. But what I do see, like you said, is the ads for the stores within the mall. The stores don't advertise the mall, the stores advertise themselves, and they might include what mall they're at, the physical location of the address, and vice versa. Like the malls aren't necessarily advertising the mall, nor are they like advertising the stores in the mall. It's really the store's job and duty to bring in the new people. And
But you need
I
you
know
need
I'm
all
just
parts to
repeating
play
what you just
along.
said, but
Yeah, the more stores you have, the easier it is to get more people, of course.
absolutely.
So,
If you're a
so
mall
but
with
but I
less people, good luck,
but
right?
I think like we can help shift that sentiment for Neo as well, because if we bring in more people and more people use Flamingo, then also Neo will be a more attractive place for others to
More
build other
projects
DApps. Yeah, because then
to
it's
have
like,
them.
yeah, I think I think Flamingo plays a vital role, and we have a big responsibility to make that great technology that's behind Neo N3 become a success. And we're gonna work really hard on that now. And yeah, it's a new chapter. It's not so much coding, but it's a lot of work on finding out how human minds work and how to lure them in.
Awesome. Thanks for that explanation. I'm going to get off the stage, but real quick, as community members and users, for you guys as a project, how would you like to see us engaging with you and also engaging in the effort of growing this community?
It's like we're always. I really appreciate. I think you're the one that has the account on Twitter. That's always like good morning and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's just my nonsense account to make fun of a
No,
couple
but
people.
it's really nice. Like it makes me smile. And I try. Like I have a lot of people DMing me, and a lot of people are like, "Why aren't you liking this and liking that, or doing this and doing that?" And it's like, I don't have time to be everywhere and do everything. So I'm sorry for everything that I can't do, but always tag us on Discord, and we're here to talk. And I always the best time basically is when I can just hang out in the prize channel or in general channel, have a general talk with community members. And also we need the community members' help when new people come in. We need to embrace them, even if they're, let's call it, dumb and they never done this before. We need to help them out. It can't be just me or another mod that does it. We need to have like this warm community where everyone is welcome, and we need to help each other grow, because we're all in this boat together. And as a community member, you can help a lot with like retweeting stuff, tweeting positive things. Of course, if you have something that you want to address it. We don't do things for like the fun of it. So if it's something people don't agree with, then just ask, and we will have a good answer to why we're doing it that way. And we're always open for feedback to how we can do things better. So please always feel free to come with feedback as well.
Also on the other discords, like Neo Discord or Neo F1 or whatnot, a lot of the times we're announcing our, launches of new features and or marketing campaigns or whatnot on those discords as well. So even just it might seem dumb, but even just like adding a few emojis here and there. I used to hate emojis, but like the more and more I like become part of a system or a community or like a project, more and more I've realized that they are helpful. Like when people are scrolling through posts and they see like a bunch of different emojis on it by a bunch of different users, it does like create more momentum and like good sentiment. So even just small things like that, like dropping a thumbs up on more items when you see them on all the different discords and things like that, can be helpful in the long run.
Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for your questions. It was really nice. We have Ionis wanting to come back on stage. So let's see. And if someone else also wants some time on stage, please just raise your hand and we can take some questions. I guess Dylan always have some good questions. So
I'm back, guys. I had a small issue with my internet provider. Now I'm fine. So I wanted to highlight something what Bordeaux said about the lazy people who don't want to create another wallet.
Hmm?
So we can do something like the current community members can bring their friends or relatives, and if they bring them, they get like $5 in gas or whatever. Like $5 the guy who brings it, and then $5 the new guy.
The only
And
problem
also,
with that is that anyone can create an unlimited amount of wallets. So I could go create 30 wallets and then suddenly I'm making $150 off of that campaign, right? Because
yeah,
you're getting
okay. But first, you need to verify this new user from Discord or something would what have something what unique number, like a
right.
Discord number. It's a unique number, so you can filter from that. He need to be active for like 2 days in Discord and put like $100 in liquidity, and after that he will unlock his rewards.
yeah,
Also about what Atlas said, we need the right community members, like those who are educated enough about the platform, those who will help the new users, those who understand like the FLANT and stake in the platform. They need to get something like a reward system. In the end of every month, they get a cut of percentage of something.
yeah.
Like
I think
every casino has a reward system. The more you are active and give to a platform, you get better benefits.
yeah, we need to look in because I checked this on some different platforms, and I that's just me, but I find it sometimes really just confusing, and we would need to try to find the right users for Flamingo. It should be people that either want to provide liquidity or want to trade. Basically, that's the use case right now, and that's the users that we're looking for, because that basically is the utility for Flamingo. So liquidity providers are incentivized to add the liquidity, and we also then need to host some trading competitions to incentivize traders to get more traders, and then also do some marketing to get more people into Flamingo to see that it's easy to do trades here, it's a good liquidity, and maybe they want to be a liquidity provider as well as a trader. So thanks a lot for the feedback, Ionis. It's a lot of things that we're working on. We will have some A/B testing done the next months to find different ways. And then when we find the way that gives most users and most retention, then we will open the floodgates to just amplify that way of marketing to attract users. So it's good feedback. We will bring it with us. I really like the one you said with completing some tasks, and we just need to make sure that these tasks then are, let's call it, bot safe. So we will look into that as well, and it will be really exciting to see now, because this is a shift that I've been really looking forward to, going from just development, going over to starting with marketing.
Yes, applying the correct filtering is very essential, because we don't want somebody to abuse the system and sell and make sell pressure.
Yeah, of course not, and it needs to work, else people will get frustrated, and then it's negative. So now we have Dylan with us.
GM.
Yo.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, how's
Yeah.
it going?
Good, good. Can't complain. Getting excited for Consensus coming up next month.
Oh yeah.
I am just tuning in. Have you guys been hosting this for 2 hours?
No, for 1 hour.
Okay, cool. So you kind of touched on this, Odd, about bringing in users, and I'm wondering, is this a Flamingo issue or is this a Neo issue? Because I just had a interaction with Keto Man on Twitter, and he has some pretty strong opinions about Flund. And while I could see why somebody might be, have some issues with single-sided staking, and they wish that maybe the emission schedule, FLM emission schedule, is a little bit less inflationary, this or that. A lot of the underlying frustration stemmed from a lack of new users. And I don't think that this is something that's necessarily unique to Flamingo as a DEX. So I'm wondering if it's like an ecosystem wide perspective that we need to start taking when it comes to like onboarding new users. And if you bring in new users to the Neo ecosystem, they're naturally going to land at one of our 2 dexes, to be able to swap assets or whatnot. So yeah, I guess it's kind of like a long-winded question. Is it up to Flamingo to bring people in, or is it a wider kind of Neo issue?
I just had an analogy right before you joined, so I can take it again. It's in my opinion, it's like Neo is a mall, and they provide electricity and housing and everything for stores, and their job is to bring stores in. So basically, their marketing should be towards stores, and Flamingo is a store. We're in the Neo Mall. Neo has a few stores in the mall, but Neo has like this huge capacity and can be a giga mall. But then to get users in there, it's up to the shops to do the marketing to get people to go to the stores. So in my opinion, for Flamingo, it's a reason why we're starting to do this now. It's because it would be dumb to just throw money out the window before things are ready. I understand that people are impatient and that people want a 10x on their investment, or people want this to do that within short time periods, but that's not how basically building, let's call it, the business works. You have to first have a product that works before you bring people into your store. If you don't have a cash register in your store, it's no reason to bring people in so they can look at the merchandise if they can't buy anything. So it's the same here, that now we are starting to get ready. We will launch a new front page soon, a new landing page. We have new documentations coming out. We have new nice videos and tutorials to like really onboard new users. We have more time now to do it when they join our Discord to take care of them. So everything is basically been building up to this point of time when we can shift the focus over to marketing and bringing those people in, bringing them here so they can see what Flamingo is. And there's a lot of blockchains that only have one D app, but they're still big blockchains. So I don't think like people care if they're on Neo or if they're on Binance Smart Chain, as long as the D app or system that they are using gives them what they want. And I'm done. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. Mostly, I just I was a little taken aback by the interaction I had recently with one of the community members who seemingly is a longtime token holder.
But he's sorry. I had a lot of discussions with him, and he always changed narrative to fit his trolling. It's ugly to say that, but I spent so many hours, and every time you ask him a question that he needs to answer, he never answer it because that doesn't fit his narrative. So So when he gives you facts, it's facts that he look at from his perspective, and he's
Right.
not willing to listen to feedback or reasoning. And like we had with this entry migration stuff, like he talks like he knows what's happening between Binance and Neo when he doesn't know shit about anything. So then it's really hard to have a discussion when you're talking with someone that thinks that they are sitting at the meeting tables and you have like information of what's happening in this meeting and you try to explain it to them, but they're like just shying away from the facts and just try to basically you gave him what he came for. You gave him a discussion. That I think that's what he lives for.
Well, I've been covering this space full time for 5 years now, and like I've dealt with this type of stuff before. So what I always try and do is not, just walk away from the conversation and say, "Oh, that's a troll."
No,
They
but you
got
try to have you try to have a conversation and you try to do it, and it ended up after I think 150 of those conversations, we just had to draw the line.
Yeah.
Like no one were able to reason with him. No one were like, every time we tried to like put facts on the table, facts are just ignored. And then it was like, okay, but it's not a discussion. It's not like, yeah. So when it comes to Flund, like, how can you say that Flund is bad? Flund is the best single stake in DeFi because
Right.
it actually has utility.
Correct. I mean, that was my whole stance. I'm a big supporter of Flund, like single-sided staking, locking up FLM to incentivize token holders so that we don't witness market dumping. And now, because of this FLM emission schedule, FLM was already going to be released into the wild, and now it's going into this vehicle, which Flund now becomes a yield-bearing asset, which is phenomenal for underlying collateral for FUSD. But I always try a little bit to understand what somebody else's perspective might be. So I was just curious to hear if you guys also have ran into maybe more level-headed conversations from individuals who don't necessarily think that Flund is the best avenue for how FLM can be used, because this Twitter back and forth I had also opened up the conversation with some other folks who had a little bit more level-headed rationale. And one of the nuances that I wasn't really familiar with is that folks out there, and presumably more than just one or two people, think that there are better ways that newly minted FLM liquidity can be used, whether it's for LPs or whatever. I don't know. So I guess
it's always better ways to do a lot of things, and
right.
the issue is that like we always have this discussion, like, what do you do? Do you open the pool and let it stand there for 48 hours and then you shift the minting, or do you just open the pool with minting right away? And basically we always open the pool and we let it stand there for 24 to 48 hours, but nobody moves their money until the incentives are there. And if we remove the incentives from Flamingo right now, I think basically people would go to PancakeSwap or something like that.
Yeah.
Because so it's the same for Flund. Right now it has incentive for people to single stake FLM, lock up their FLM, so it's away from the market. But we've seen days where actually the platform has performed a higher income to the Flund than the incentives. And that's like, that's the purpose of the Flund. It's to show people that this is a place where you can make basically money or dividend on your FLM.
For sure. So I think with all of that context that I just painted, I'm curious to hear what are some other like community-born suggestions or conversations that you guys are maybe listening to with an open mind? You know, when someone comes in and starts cursing and saying that we need to get rid of Flund, it's hard to listen to that person. But there
I
there
never
are some
heard.
topics
I
there.
never heard it. I just heard it from him,
Okay.
but I never heard it from anyone else. But of course, there's always opinions about how to do things, and to be honest, I didn't want to build single stake. It was like something that the community wanted. They wanted single stake, and they just wanted the place to place FLM to get more FLM. And the reason I said I don't want to do it is because that's creating a bubble. If I give you more FLM for staking your FLM, and that's the only utility, then
Right.
that just pressures the price down. So I said until we find a way how to solve it so it has some utility for the platform, it doesn't make sense to do it. And of course, maybe it needs less incentive, maybe it should have more incentive, maybe some incentive should be given to LPs, but usually, and that's basically the bad side of this job, is that everything you do for the platform, people don't look at it, or it's wrong to say people, but some people, they are looking at it from the perspective of their wallet, not from the perspective of what's good for the platform. So when you change some minting from one pool to another, of course the guy that's the biggest one in that pool that you took some minting from will come and complain because it's bad for his personal economics, even though it's good for the platform. So
I am no stranger to that. I recently learned that I'm an enemy being a Grant Shares member, voting member, if a project doesn't get what they want. So
yeah, but so that's like the every time I meet these people, I always until now have concluded with, okay, so it would be good for you. And then it's not a good enough opinion. It's not a good enough feedback, because then you don't care about the platform, you don't care about the other users, you care about what's good for you. And that's not what Flamingo is about. It's about like caring about what's good for everyone that uses the platform. And sometimes that's hard decisions to take. And everyone is happy when everything's going up and everyone is making money, and everyone is angry when it's not going that way.
yeah, no, I mean you're not
But
wrong, and
really
I don't want to.
curious, what was some of the good, like, I'm really open for feedback, because if we can like do something magical to make everything better, and someone has that recipe, or even just like a tip on how to do that with just shifting some minting, that would be insane. If we can just update some configs tomorrow, and that will like fix everything, then I'm all ears.
I don't know if I really saw any merit to his argument, which was why I was happy you guys were still on the call when I started my day going, because I was just wondering if there was any weight at all to the argument that was being made. I personally never saw how shifting fund rewards into liquidity providers is a good thing. I've always been a fan of Flund because now we have a way to earn yield on FLM in a way that I won't
It's
be
also a buy
dealing with
pressure for
permanent
FLM.
loss. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think I had any kind of like aha or brilliant moments come out of that conversation. But I was curious to hear if you guys were, if there was any credence to that, or if you guys were thinking of any interesting or unique ways to shift rewards around. I'm not even expecting a yes answer. I was just wondering if this was even anything that was floating around the Flamingo team's head.
No, and like I one thing that's important to understand is that basically Flamingo is a marketplace. So let's say that FLM is apples, and Bineo is pears, and Bitcoin is bananas. If everyone brings bananas, we don't need 10 billion bananas. We need apple, pears, and bananas to make the marketplace work, because then we're attracting users. So that's the same for the liquidity pools. Yeah, maybe you can give more rewards to Bineo FLM lock up more there, or you can give more to Bitcoin Benio or Bitcoin USDT. But it needs to be for a reason. Right now, we don't have the trading volume. We don't have the huge whales that like swapped $50 million in one transaction. So it looks like the liquidity pools is deep enough to don't have a huge price impact, even on larger trades like $10,000 to $50,000 that some people are doing. And the one way that we want to solve it so that the liquidity pools basically don't need to be that as deep as they are now is with the order book. So that's been like delayed after FUSD, and now we're working on it, but Adrian is in maternity leave. So we're working as hard as we can on it, but as soon as the order book comes out, I hope that we will see a huge shift in how the platform is used. The order book will also give more to the fund. And some people feel that that is wrong. Yeah, of course, but in my opinion, Flund is like, that's where the shareholders are. And the only thing I'm trying to build is a platform that rewards the shareholders. So every time we find something, okay, yeah, but then we can also take 10% and give to the Flund. So I don't know, like shifting to get $1 million more in Bitcoin, maybe make the price impact 0.01% less for a guy trading $50,000. Yes, that's maybe a solution, but I, from my perspective, don't see how that changes anything when it comes to like making Flamingo a success.
Yeah, I agree. It's just when these debates or whatever you want to call what that exchange was pops up. There's always got to be some sort of merit.
Discussion. It's a good discussion to have, and it's important to be able to like talk about it. It's important that I'm like, if you had really good feedback, I'm like getting shortcuts. It's the best thing you can get. Like if you have solution to how marketing for Flamingo should be, of course you can have opinions, but if you have a solution to me right now, what's working, so we don't need to do the testing, of course, nothing is better. So same for Flund and same for minting and same for everything. It's like, but the people like to have opinions and not so much, what should you call it? Experience behind it, just an opinion. And like with Ketoman, I really gave him advice to apply for EcoBoost and join because he should really make his own DeFi platform, because that would be crushing everything. Based on his feedback.
Yeah. And again, I'm late to the call, so I don't know if you talked about either of these two topics. And if you did, then I can just play back the recording later. But first, are you guys planning on listing CNEO? And second, I totally blanked. I forgot what. Oh, second, what has your general insight and perspective been on the successes or the needs of FUSD moving forward from kind of like the past 2 months of experience you guys have?
Yeah, actually, we haven't talked about that. CNEO is a really cool project.
Yes.
But CNEO is basically its own DApp, in my opinion. It has little to nothing to do with Flamingo. The pros of like CNEO is that you share the gas cost of doing the compounding with other people, so it's cheaper to compound. You don't have the taxable events when it's compounded because you still just hold CNEO. And it's good for long-term passive holders. But it doesn't solve anything for Flamingo that Benio doesn't solve right as of now, and still CNEO needs gas and Benio to work. If we added CNEO instead of Benio, that would make CNEO not working, because you need the Benio that's in CNEO. So CNEO is basically a wrapped Benio that's wrapped Neo, and really needs Benio and good liquidity of Benio to be alive. So that's a reason why Xenio basically doesn't make sense to have on the platform. Maybe in the future for some trading pairs that it will be good for users, but I'd rather have 24-hour claiming sending the gas to the fund when we don't need it to pay salaries or do marketing or security anymore. And I'm really looking forward to that day. Actually been starting to plan for that day when we can do everything as a DAO. We're starting to get there now with the code and everything. As soon as the DEX is working as it should, I don't think we need to like sit here and develop on it for fun. We should just let it live its own life and then take the Benio gas, send it to the fund to make the fund even better for people in the fund. So I hope that answered Xenio. And if you have some follow-ups, please feel free.
No, that's, I mean, valid point. You know, Xenio is born when Benio backs it. So offering it as a trading pair could potentially be something that ends the project prematurely.
Yeah, and it would be like having FLM fund trading. So then you would only see like a 2% cheaper fund in or FLM in that pool, because then people don't pay the exit fee. But it makes no sense to trade fund for FLM. You can
Right.
always just unstake or unwrap it. So, but the second question was I don't remember.
Yeah, just what have your general insights been with FUSD being live for 2 months now? And are there kind of any new directions that you're going to be heading in with FUSD with this experience under your belt?
Questions, how it's been little sleep. But it's been good. It was the first period when it was like really depegged. Now it's keeping like within like a 3% up, 3% down peg, it seems like, and that's good. The thing we need to solve now is more adoption. So if that is to make just like we have this special staking contract for FUSD, but maybe have some FUSD pairs that's not having these bonus pools. That could be one thing, but also adding, I think the next step would be adding Ethereum as collateral as well. And one of the things that was actually Ionis that had a good idea of making these small EVM dApps where you can send, let's say, BNB to Vault on Binance Smart Chain, and then you can mint FUSD on Binance Smart Chain with your native BNB, and then you can take that FUSD over to Flamingo and use that on Flamingo. So I think that could be really good for growth. And the thing now is to get use cases for FUSD, get it to work more places, but still need some time to just settle in. And it's been a really cool project to work with. It's been cool to be able to solve the pegging issue that no one else has solved without using other stablecoins. And I think we all are really happy that we didn't use USDC after we saw that depegging as well. So I think it's really important that we stay true to keeping it collateralized by huge crypto assets and don't fall for the easy way out to use other stablecoin. But people should always know that we can use. It will take us 5 minutes to add USDT as collateral if there was an issue with some pegging. So you would always be able then to mint one-to-one. FUSD would basically be the same as Maker or DAI. And in my opinion, it would be dead because it wouldn't bring anything new to the table. But that solution has always been there. So when people have thought that, like, why do they use so long time to fix it? It's just because we wanted to fix it. We didn't want to make another stablecoin backed stablecoin, basically.
Well, kudos on providing a market-based and user-oriented solution. Those were interesting times watching FUSD trade at $1.25.
Yeah. I hope people took advantage of it. I did as well, take some advantage of it. I try to tell people that it's safe because we're going to, like, we always have this kill switch with adding FUSDT as a collateral. So it's not like no matter what's happening, if it's underpegged, like it's right now, it's like 98 cents or something. That's really good for lenders because then it's cheap for you to buy FUSD to repay your loan. And when it's overpegged, it's good for you to loan and buy other cryptos because then they are at a discount. So now it's just like expanding FUSD because it's also good for the fund. Coming back to the fund, FUSD has paid a lot of money into the fund, and I think right now, if I just do some quick math on it, I think it's bringing in around $200 a day to the fund that it will buy FLM for. So that's good for all FLM holders and all fund holders as well. So if we have 33 million, it will bring in $2,000 a day to the fund. So yeah, it's a good thing to grow and a fun project to work on, but it's a really demanding thing to work on. It's hard.
Well, enjoying using it. I think I'll hop off the stage now. Thanks for
Yeah, we're a
sharing.
bit over time, but you always have some fun, interesting questions, and it's a good way to basically, it's easier for me to express some of the things when you have your questions, and they're always good and always some critical questions, some good questions to be able to provide good feedback or insight to other users. So that's really good, and thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. I guess I don't have to worry about ChatGPT taking my question asking job away from me.
No, it looks good so far. I actually used it most to like just make more kind replies to people. So I just say to GPT what I want to answer. Like we have this bug bounty program, and a couple of times a week, people come in with things that aren't like any issue, and then you still like people use their time and try to help make Flamingo safe, and they think it's an issue. It's important to be polite. It's important to like incentivize them or give them a feeling that they want to try to continue making Flamingo safe. So I use it to write up good responses on the bug bounty program.
Yeah, I think before I head off stage, one thing that kind of stuck out to me was something I read about 2 or 3 years ago, and it basically boiled down to if you ever have a confrontation with someone online, our default should be towards a gap in communication, because oftentimes we're writing in English, but not very often is the person you're communicating with like a native English speaker. So there's just communication that's lost because it's lost through translation. And so I've been trying to give people the benefit of the doubt more and more, taking this into consideration. But yeah, thanks for your time, guys. Looking forward to seeing Charles at Consensus, and if Sergio, if you're going to be there, it'll be cool to see you too. But yeah,
they both will be there, and they will only be handing out flyers and working, so they will have no time chatting with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tight, man. I don't know. Maybe I'll see you around.
if Consensus is anything at all like last year, we'll be talking 10 hours a day for each day that the event is going on.
Nice.
Right.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
excited to meet you, Dylan, face to face. Finally, will be nice. And yeah, you joined a little bit late, but we spent the first half of this discussing like new marketing initiatives for the team. We're really going to be pushing the marketing pedal to the metal. So yeah, definitely, I encourage you to listen to the recording And at the very least, I'll catch you up at consensus.
Well, hopefully the recording yields some coverage.
For sure, yeah, and always DM me if you have any more questions about it, for sure.
No doubt. All right, gentlemen, have a great day. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
See you
That's
later.
cool. I will let Fetomar come up on stage as the last speaker. So I'm 25 minutes over time, but it's okay. Hello,
Okay.
Fetomar. How are you?
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm just broadcasting straight from a fallen Credit Suisse. It's not that cool to be inside of it, of the shit show. First of all, thank you very much for everything you told us. It's always appreciated. I know, guys, it's never been too easy to be with Nia and Flamingo. Never easy, but I hope one day it's gonna be rewarded. So look, guys, I left some question in the chat, and I actually didn't thought that I was going to have a chance to raise the questions. So I hope, because I need to leave the office soon, so I hope somebody can read what I wrote down and answer it. But if I can add one additional fifth question, that would be super nice.
Where did you write it?
In the chat, like, this.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a separate chat for Lagoon. Oh, there. I didn't know. Sorry.
That's fine. So if you can do me a favor and just take a look when I began, I will just be very happy to watch it in the YouTube and listen to it. But there is one fifth question which is super important to me, and I think everybody will agree. So look, guys. So recently we get this big news that Hong Kong and overall Asia are going to be open for the crypto, and it's difficult to leave it unspoken or be unnoticed because Neo price jumped like I don't know, to $15 or so. Flamingo breached this magic level of 1 cent or so, I believe, which obviously represents some sort of an opportunity inside of my head. And I'm wondering when we already, as you said, you have a budget and a planning for the marketing. It's awesome. And I've been wondering if you actually planning to target this magical day of, I don't know, 1st or 30th of June or so, when this like the gate will be open within the Asia. I see this as an opportunity to actually get some attention and maybe some nice price action. So, do you intend to target this big event, or I don't know?
Yeah, but like for Hong Kong, I know that Neo is going to have some meetings, because the thing in Hong Kong is that people will be able to trade large cap assets. It's not like, I don't think they will be able to trade every asset. As far as I know, it's more like, and then the question is, what is a large cap asset? Is Neo a large cap asset, or it's just like over $5 billion assets, or so I think that's the biggest question there, and it will be interesting to talk with Neo and NGT and ask them actually about that, because I have the same questions as you. Is this a good opportunity for Neo and for Flamingo? Is this a good time in the market, like when if people in Hong Kong and Asia can start to trade Neo and FLM? But if it's just for Bitcoin and Ethereum, yeah, then it's just for Bitcoin and Ethereum for now.
And that would be kind of a disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but I think it's important to, like, the technology behind Neo is still great. Nothing has changed in that aspect. It's just getting better, and the same for Flamingo. And it's just about time. And as I said, like from Flamingo's point of view, neglecting marketing and stuff like that for the time we have done is just made sense, because it doesn't make sense to bring in a lot of users to a construction site. So we had the users we have. We have to get back all the old users, but I think they will come back when they see new users joining in. And we have a good chest to now start figuring out the correct way to do marketing to bring users in. And when we find that, we can throw a lot of money on that fire to just make it bigger.
I fully agree. Like, I understand this, like at the threshold of being big or listed or so, but apparently market doesn't care. Like we saw it for the charts. Like the news was enough to spike it. So I know that it can be it do not necessarily have to be a fact, but when it comes to marketing and some campaign we're planning, that can be the event worth to use, like a card used to,
Yeah,
which is worth
I will
playing.
write it down, and I actually I asked a member of NGD about the exact same thing earlier today. I didn't get a good answer, so I will just continue
Well, that would
digging.
be brilliant.
Yeah, but I know that Neo actually will have some talks in Hong Kong, so I think they also see the opportunity the same as all of us see with this opening for or whitelisting.
Do you think that's a nice thing you said? So, do you think they actually intend to use it this time? Because Neo had plenty of opportunities in the past. If I will live, I don't know, the Neo, the Matrix 4 released. Oh wow! From an advertisement point of view, it cannot be better opportunity. Even though movie was kind of a crappy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm just
like
wondering.
I think Neo should like attract projects, and then Flamingo should attract users. That's like it's maybe sounds strange. I know some blockchains attract users as well, but what's sexy for Bob with the blockchain? Nothing. Like it's what you can do on a blockchain, and basically it should be so you don't know that you're interacting with the blockchain. I think the future in 15 years, people use apps that they don't know actually that they're interacting with the blockchain, because like it's too much for people to learn, it's too much for people to understand. So Neo should attract projects, and Flamingo and other dApps on Neo should attract users. That's at least my opinion on it, and I think Flamingo now has or we all have a big possibility to attract new users, and we owe that to Neo because they were, even though I see people claiming that they don't do this, they don't do that, they are working hard, giving us the infrastructure to work easy, and making Flamingo on a different chain would be really hard. If I were to make it on an EVM, I would make a layer 2 solution and have basically one node running the whole layer 2, compromising all security. And yeah, so basically a centralized solution, like most of the L2s, or a lot of them are. So yeah, it's a good opportunity coming now. I don't think you should expect Neo to be hard on the customer side of it, but hopefully they should be hard on the project side of it.
Gotcha. That's actually a very nice way to say. So I promise one, and those what I write. If you don't mind, take a look on it. But then the very short one. So you remember I've been like working hard on those CBDCs for Flamingo, and for obvious reasons, it's all the conflict with Russia and all of those. That's kind of a stop. Because Audrey herself asked me to stop my development on digital yuan for whatever reason this Chinese people have. But I've been wondering if one day I actually bring to you the bank account, which is ready to work with a digital ruble itself, would you stop the development for whatever political reason, or you actually would be still very happy to welcome it on board?
Right now, I don't know. Basically, Flamingo shouldn't be a political place. I know a lot of Russian people that are great, and they are not at war. But still, it's about these sanctions. So yeah, it's a discussion you have to take at that point of time, I think, based on what's happening in the world. But for sure, it shouldn't be up to what I think. A really good thing to maybe ask everyone about. And yeah, it's just trading currency, but if that opens doors for something, yeah. So usually when people bring me future problems, I tend to say, can we take it when it's a problem in the future? Because then we can actually deal with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes totally sense. I was just wondering if maybe you're gonna be afraid as a community, and like you as a leaders, you're gonna be afraid that it's gonna have too much negative impact from a PR point of view, and then like for us, we're gonna, oh well, Casper, hold your horses. That's all cool ideas, we got it, but maybe not right now, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But I got it. I understand what you said.
Yeah.
That's related actually to my question from a chat that if you're gonna unlock the voting with a Flamingo, long time since we could use Flamingo as a voting token, and maybe that's an opportunity. Who knows? Would be nice.
Yeah, really something that I'm looking forward to getting back to, or our plan is to make Flamingo a really good platform now, and then making it back to a DAO where basically Flamingo can live by its own and people can submit code and it can be voted for, and that code is then added within 48 hours or something like that. It's taking a toll working like we've been working now, and it's not something that you want to do for the rest of your life, but we really want to make this decentralized platform that's serving as a good place for people to trade, that's safe, that nobody can take down, that is truly decentralized, that doesn't have this centralized. Right now it's like it's centralized in a way that we decide a lot of stuff that's being built, but of course based on what the community says. But yeah, voting is of course one big part of a plan of having a truly decentralized platform.
Perfect. You actually answered all of it. Like you told me what I want to hear.
Yeah, and when it
More or
comes to
less. If you can now
lottery,
take a
that
look
will.
at it.
When it comes to lottery, I hope someone else will build some lottery stuff. We decided that like Flamingo is a place for assets, and we see that PancakeSwap has some lottery stuff and stuff like that. But trying to focus more on being that professional place where you can trade and maybe not play games. I would like if I went into my online bank and they started having some games or something inside of there, it would feel I don't know, in a bit unprofessional. And also to do that you need a
Nice way to
license.
put it. I actually agree.
Yeah. So when it comes to the gas, right now we're starting to open up the war chest to the marketing. Gas is going to salaries, it's going to security. We have this bug bounty program now and then. We have some white hat hackers helping us out with small stuff. Luckily we haven't had any big issues. And like day-to-day operations. So and then in the future when Flamingo goes back to being a DAO, I would vote for sending the gas to the fund. That's my vote. But yeah, maybe someone has other better things to do with the gas.
Yeah, like hire Keanu Reeves to give us advertisement. That would be nice. I like spare no gas for this.
Yeah, but it's important. Like one thing that's really important is the security fund. I don't think people understand how important it is, because it's really important for us to, as soon as we have more liquidity on the platform, we also need to up the rewards, because we want to make it more lucrative for a hacker to come and claim $1 million or $2 million in money than to hack the platform. So we're always calculating, like with FUSD now, okay, if something should go wrong, how much can a hacker get away with? And like if you go the Neo way, you need to go to an exchange. So then you don't get away with that money. It's a sex. It's you're frozen. So the only way for you to do that is to go cross chain with Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then use some Tornado app. So then it depends on the liquidity you have there. So it's always important. So we're trying to stack up the security fund, so when the bull market comes, we can also give a higher reward, always making sure that the top bug bounty, if someone is able to hack something, you can never say that something is 100% secure. It's 100% secure until it's not anymore. And yeah, we spend a lot of time, a lot of money on security. That's the most important part, and that's also why things sometimes takes a bit longer time than I hope. But when some security experts have some concerns, or some developer have concerns, it's important that we just take another week or another month to make sure that we're not concerned. It's stupid to launch something that you have a concern about.
I got it. I actually fully agree. So when if you're telling me that the majority of this gas is going to be dedicated to security of the polls, I don't mind. I was just wondering if this is official.
Yeah, we have this. It's salaries. Like we have people helping out, working full time on Flamingo. We have developers. We have people taking care of support tickets and stuff like that. And
speaking of which, like please open more roles, so some people from Credit Suisse might be interested.
Yeah, yeah, we need greedy bankers. No, no, it's so you lost your job or?
No. Like, obviously, I cannot talk about it that openly right now, especially that I'm
Yeah.
still in the office. But I'm very happy to give you feedback online if you're curious, of course.
Yeah, no, so it's I know that a lot of bankers are getting out of business these days, but maybe they should
But I'm
look
from
into DeFi.
cybersec, so I don't give a crap much.
Yeah, yeah, they weren't hacked; they hacked themselves basically. So
Oh, yeah.
but we've seen that in crypto as well. Greed takes a toll on a lot of projects. People are greedy, and when you get greedy, you often make big mistakes, and like with Luna, and then you're greedy with other
That's the way
people's
it is.
money. Yeah,
No,
and
but I'm
also
thinking
with definitely.
really, if you have any hiring open, that I would be very curious to see about it. Actually, thinking so.
Not right now. The nice thing now and what we feel right now is that like the team is really settled in, and that's why we feel it's time also to start the marketing part because it's a really well settled team working really good together, and yeah, that's basically why we feel that the next phase is that we're ready for the next phase marketing because the team is like we have everything in place that we need to onboard new users, help new users into the platform. But yeah, hopefully 10,000 join tomorrow, and then we need more people.
I'm gonna cross my fingers for you, regardless that's gonna happen. That's a great job. Thank you very much for all of the answers. Unfortunately, I had got to go. If you can just briefly tell me about this Litecoin, gonna be here or not, because I would simply love it, and that's it.
Yeah, Litecoin. What kind of is it? That's its own chain, so it's not based on EVM. So that will actually depend a lot on Poly Network. But yeah, assets like that would be really cool to get into Flamingo because we need a lot of pairs on Flamingo to be a good place to trade. But yeah, like EVM coins is easy to get in. But then other coins from other chains isn't the problem, but it's more work to integrate. So maybe in the future, yeah. Now it's marketing, getting more users in. When more users come, we can add more pools because then there's also more liquidity on the platform. So hopefully from now it's like this upward spiral.
Let me put it that way. If I can just kindly ask you to kind of prioritize it, if you can hear to my reason, it's only because those Bitcoin ATMs across the world seems to have a Litecoin that's cheap and convenient. And I'm just dreaming about the day when I can go with my cell phone to this ATM just without a Binance or any other exchange and get my juicy claim reward directly to the local fiat. That would be just awesome.
Yeah, the only issue there is the cross-chain issue, of course. So you would still like need to cross-chain the Litecoin from Flamingo to.
I understand this technical dependence. Obviously, the Poly network need to just give us this, and the wallet integration probably, if not MetaMask. And I understand it's difficult, but my only point here is like if you're gonna ever prioritize any new onboarding from those whatever exotic blockchains, then I would vote all my heart for Litecoin.
It's I don't disagree with you. So I totally agree. So let's see if we're starting with the lowest hanging fruits, and then when we're like you said, more exotic blockchains, then I think also Litecoin is a good because it's really already out there when it comes to adoption to the real world.
Bella, thank you. I gotta go, guys. You are amazing. Keep the great job. I'll be here next month. Take care.
Thank you, and let's round it up now. I need to eat dinner and get to I don't know what the name is, like indoor bandy. Is that something in English? Indoor bandy?
Indoor what?
It's basically like ice hockey but with the ball. But it's indoors, so you just run with the stick and hit the ball. Yeah, but like Bordeaux, do you have that in America?
Like in a gym?
Yeah, like inside of a sports hall, like where you can play handball or soccer, but you play with like this small plastic ball instead, and it's basically like ice hockey, but you just have like jogging shoes.
I personally don't know of any sport like
Yeah, I've personally never heard of that over here, but it sounds cool. Sounds like roller hockey.
It's really fun. It's really fun. So it's I can send you an image later. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for your time. We're far over schedule. I hope you enjoyed it.
Joining.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
See you.